Imagine attending the party of the year, a glamorous, high-society gathering where the champagne flows, the music dazzles, and the elite mingle under glittering lights. Everyone seems safe, everyone seems untouchable. Now imagine that night, descending into chaos, screams cutting through the music, and an unthinkable massacre leaving dozens dead. Tonight, we unravel the chilling story of the high society party that ended in tragedy no one saw coming. Luxury, wealth, and social prestige often come with lavish celebrations. Exclusive parties bring together influential figures, celebrities, business magnates, and socialites, creating an aura of power and invincibility. But when secrets, rivalries, and ambition collide in a setting of indulgence, disaster can strike in ways no one anticipates. This story revolves around one such event. The invitations were coveted, the venue luxurious, and the guest list star-studded. Yet, beneath the glamour lay tension, resentment, and a perfect storm, waiting to explode. In one night, the facade of elegance gave way to horror, leaving a permanent scar on everyone involved and shocking a society that thought it was untouchable. The build-up, a night of glamour. The party was billed as a once-in-a-lifetime event. Media outlets hinted at celebrity appearances, rare entertainment, and opportunities to mingle with the city's most powerful figures. Guests arrived in high-end fashion, stepping into an atmosphere of opulence. Crystal chandeliers, live orchestras, and gourmet cuisine. The event was carefully curated to impress and intimidate. From exclusive invitations to private security checks, it seemed designed to project not just luxury but power. Guests mingled, laughing and networking, unaware that tensions simmered just beneath the surface. Underlying rivalries. Among the elite, rivalry is often hidden behind polite smiles and small talk. Ambition, envy, and grudges can fester over years, fueled by wealth, business deals, and social positioning. On this night, several conflicts collided. Business disputes, personal betrayals, and jealousy created an invisible pressure cooker in the midst of glittering surroundings. What many guests didn't realize was that one individual had planned to exploit these tensions, turning the party into a stage for violence. Motivations were complex. Revenge, greed, and the desire for notoriety combined into a lethal plan that would unfold before anyone could react. The unexpected turn. As the night progressed, subtle signs hinted that something was wrong. A few guests noticed unusual behavior, a person moving strangely among the crowd, whispered conversations cut short, or a suspicious package left unattended. But the grandeur and distraction of the party masked danger. Then it happened. The first violent act shattered the atmosphere. Chaos erupted in an instant. Guests screamed, furniture overturned, and security personnel were overwhelmed. The carefully curated image of elegance dissolved into panic. The massacre had begun. The attack. The assailant or assailants had planned meticulously. Escape routes were blocked, exits were guarded or locked, and the event's layout was exploited to maximize control and terror. Guests found themselves trapped in confined spaces, facing an attacker with lethal intent. The violence was indiscriminate yet targeted. Some victims were chosen due to rivalries or grudges, while others were casualties of circumstance, caught in the chaos. Panic spread, and the luxury that had once symbolized power became a prison. Survivors' accounts. Survivors described scenes of unimaginable terror. Screams echoed through ornate halls, the music still playing in contrast to the chaos, as people ran, hid, and tried desperately to survive. Some hid under tables or in closets, others attempted to escape through service entrances, and a few confronted the attacker directly in attempts to protect friends or family. The psychological impact on survivors was profound. Beyond the immediate fear, many reported lasting trauma, nightmares, anxiety, and an overwhelming sense of vulnerability. The massacre shattered the illusion that wealth and status could shield anyone from danger. The investigation authorities launched a massive investigation combining forensic analysis, witness statements, and digital evidence from phones, security cameras, and social media. The goal was not only to identify the perpetrators, but also to understand how such a tragedy could happen in a controlled, high-security environment. Investigators uncovered that the attack had been planned for months. Threats had been made, certain guests had been observed, and weaknesses in the event's security exploited. The meticulous preparation indicated premeditation, turning a social gathering into a crime scene. Motives and revelations. As the investigation unfolded, motives emerged. Revenge, business rivalry, and personal vendettas were central. Some perpetrators sought to eliminate competitors or settle grudges, while others aimed for notoriety and the chaos itself. Financial disputes played a significant role. Business partners had used the guise of exclusivity and wealth to lure victims into a space where control could be exerted. In the aftermath, authorities found documents, messages, security, failures, and oversight. Despite the presence of professional security, several failures contributed to the tragedy. Overconfidence, reliance on reputation, and blind trust in surface-level measures left critical vulnerabilities. Experts highlighted that in high-profile gatherings, human error, assumptions about loyalty, and inadequate threat assessment can be fatal. This massacre revealed how even the most privileged environments are not immune to violence when preparation, malice, and opportunity converge. Public reaction. The massacre shocked society at large. Media coverage was extensive, documenting the horror, the victims, and the stark contrast between the luxury of the event and the brutality of the attack. Public reaction ranged from outrage to disbelief, as the world struggled to comprehend how a high society party could become a scene of mass violence. Social commentary focused on accountability, security measures, and the hidden dangers of elite social circles. The story became a cautionary tale about the risks of underestimating human nature, even in environments dominated by wealth and influence. Legal proceedings. Perpetrators were eventually identified and brought to justice through a combination of forensic evidence, digital tracking, and witness testimony. The trials revealed the intricate planning and cold calculation behind the massacre, leaving jurors and the public stunned at the audacity of the crimes. Sentences were severe, reflecting both the premeditated nature of the attack and the number of victims involved. While justice could not undo the trauma, it ensured that those responsible could not repeat their actions. Lessons learned. Several lessons emerge from this tragic event. Wealth does not guarantee safety. Status, reputation, and exclusive access cannot protect individuals from danger when human malice and planning converge. Vigilance is essential. Even in controlled environments, unexpected threats can arise. Awareness, risk assessment, and emergency preparedness are crucial. Secrets and rivalries can turn deadly. Hidden grudges, personal vendettas, and business disputes can escalate beyond private conflict when left unchecked. Security measures must be comprehensive. Over-reliance on appearances or professional personnel is insufficient. Systems must account for human error, insider threats, and unconventional methods of attack. Psychological impact on the elite. Beyond the immediate victims, the massacre left a lasting imprint on the social elite. Trust eroded, invitations were questioned, and lavish gatherings were scrutinized with suspicion. The illusion of invulnerability long held by high society was permanently shattered. Survivors faced not just physical recovery, but also emotional rebuilding. Social connections were tested, relationships strained, and the once glamorous world of elite parties became tinged with fear and caution. Legacy of the event. The massacre at the high society party became a symbol of the fragility of perceived safety and the dangers lurking beneath even the most polished surfaces. It forced a reassessment of risk, security, and human nature among those who previously believed themselves untouchable. Memorials, media retrospectives, and survivor accounts preserved the memory of the tragedy, ensuring that lessons were learned and the victims were not forgotten. The event continues to serve as a grim reminder that chaos can strike even in the most controlled and glamorous settings. The high society party that ended in massacre is more than a story of wealth and tragedy. It is a cautionary tale about human nature, ambition, and vulnerability. Glamour and status offer no immunity against carefully planned violence, and even the most exclusive environments can harbor danger. For those who seek power, prestige, or social recognition, this story serves as a stark reminder. Appearances can be deceiving, secrets can be deadly, and vigilance can be the difference between life and death. The massacre shattered illusions, traumatized survivors, and forced society to confront uncomfortable truths about rivalry, greed, and the fragility of human life. Remember this story not just for its horror, but for the lessons it leaves behind. Even in the world of luxury and privilege, danger often hides where you least expect it. Because sometimes, the most unimaginable horrors don't happen in dark alleys or war zones, they happen behind chandeliers, in champagne-filled halls, and under the guise of elegance and celebration.